Get ready for an eargasm as you listen to unsolicited advice from that chick you know, and that chick you know would be me, India L. Trotter. Sit back, relax, and get ready for a full dose of real talk. Enjoy the podcast, and note, this podcast is for mature audiences only. Hello, thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Thank you. Hey, everyone. I am so thankful and grateful that you have tuned in to listen to my podcast here today. This podcast, Unsolicited Advice from That Chick You Know. And that chick you know is me, India L. Trotter. Trottier, if you're French. I haven't said that in a long time. I used to say that in the beginning, but sometimes you got to go back to your old ways, and sometimes you don't. Therein lies this podcast. So I'm not going to do a whole lot of chit-chat in the beginning because, I tend to go on and on and on. And if I pause for a second, I'm a little distracted here today because for whatever reason, and I don't even want to say for whatever reason because I've been in my home for almost, I want to say like 16, 17 years now. And my neighbor does karaoke. So he must be on a karaoke high today. So he's going in. But it's kind of distracting because I'm trying to, do my podcast. And, when you live in a row home in Philadelphia, you tend to hear what's going on in your neighbors. I'm sure my neighbors have heard a lot of shit. But you see how I digress just that fast. Anyway, that's not what I'm trying to talk about today. What I'm going to talk about today is childlike behavior that I need you adults to fucking stop. And I shouldn't even say behavior. I should say behaviors because it's plural. There's so many different things that you guys are taking into your adult life that you should have left in your child life. Like when you grow up, when you get past a certain age, a certain level of maturity, there's some things that you just tend to think that adults would leave behind in the past. But for whatever reason, they don't. I'd like to say I don't too, but for the most part, I think I'm a pretty mature adult. I don't think I engage in a lot of these behaviors. But then, we all slip up. We fall down. We get up. I ain't going to sing it for you. I'm not going to sing the song, but you know the song. But I just think that as adults, there's just certain things that we need to stop doing. Just stop it. Stop it. So let's not take a lot of time here today. Let's just jump right into it. This karaoke is driving me the fuck crazy. Oh my God. Let's get into it. I have said it once. I will say it 1,000 times. Stop with the fucking gossip. And worse than woman gossiping is a man gossiping. And y'all motherfuckers, all y'all, men, women, stop it. If you are above the age of elementary school, you should know better to talk about somebody when they're not in your presence and say things that you can't say if they were in your presence. Or not that you can't say, but that you don't even have the fucking balls to say. Shut the fuck up. And a lot of people bring me stuff because I tend to be pretty neutral. So they feel like they can sit down and tell me shit about somebody else because they know that, one, I'm not going back and telling nobody. But two, I don't have an opinion either way. But for real, I say it out loud all the time. Stop telling me this shit. I don't give a fuck. I don't care who's sleeping with who. I don't care who's doing who. It's not tea. It's not the low. It's not the low down. I don't give a fuck. And neither should you. You should be worried about some other important shit. Now, whatever that important shit is, I don't know. But it shouldn't be somebody else's business. Now, if you want to sit down and tell me about some shit that's going on with you, then that's different. But this gossip shit is childlike. It is childlike behavior. One of the main behaviors displayed by adults that they need to leave in the past. I say it like every other podcast, but nobody seems to be listening to that part of the podcast, I guess. But who cares? Stop talking about folks. It says more about you, what you have to say about other folks, than what it says about them. Does that make any sense? It sounded good in my head. Stop talking about folks. Stop with the gossip. So juvenile. Just a real quick pet peeve that falls into the category of this podcast, in a way. So I eat in a lunchroom with numerous different employees, and one thing that really I don't understand is how people eat with their mouth open. Like, are you chewing with your mouth open as an adult? Like, did nobody ever tell you that shit is not appropriate? For you to chew with your mouth open, for you to smack your food, for you to grunt, for you to lick the fork and the spoon. That shit is like, what the fuck? Children do that. I need you guys to eat like fucking adults. Please and thank you. So the word of the day, or of this podcast, shall be accountability. Let's take some accountability in our own actions. I am running across a lot of adults that do not take accountability in their own actions, and it's really kind of disheartening because children blame. Children play those blame games. Well, I did it because Johnny. I did it because Susie. I did it because everybody else is doing it. Those are childlike answers. Children look to seek blame, whereas adults tend to try to find resolutions and solutions to problems, be it even if they have to take ownership and accountability and say, I'm the person who did it wrong. I did this wrong. Let me fix it. But y'all motherfuckers out here are just, I don't know if it's the culture, if it's society, if whatever. I don't understand how we don't take ownership in our own actions. If you're doing something wrong or doing something that needs a corrective action, just fix that shit. Stop telling me what everybody else is doing. Stop telling me what Susie did and what Johnny did, because those are things that children say. And I'm laughing, but the shit ain't even funny, because you'd be surprised. Like, I'm taking a moment out of my podcast to address this, but this is something that's running rampant, and I don't even want to tell a specific story because a specific story might get me in trouble. Not that I'm afraid of being in trouble, but, I know, like, half of y'all just listen to the podcast to make sure that I'm not saying some shit about your ass. So I'm purposely not trying to talk about any one specific person this time, because my friends be like, oh shit, let me listen to the podcast and make sure this chick ain't talking about me today. But I might be talking about you, but I'm not going to talk about you because I'm trying to make a concerted effort not to put y'all dumb motherfuckers on blast. Well, not my friends, because y'all not dumb motherfuckers. But some of the people that I know, I'm trying not to put y'all on blast. I'm trying not to put myself on blast. How about that? But if I do, I can take accountability and say I did it, and I'm sorry. Or not. Because in the words of the late, great, and infamous Bernie Mac,
I ain't scared of you motherfuckers.
And what? Ladies. I'm talking to you. Fighting over these men is so like, ugh. I can't even say last year. It's just so like high school. And I don't even remember fighting over no man in high school. Or even questioning other women. Like, stop coming to me as a woman. I'm coming to you as a woman. Get the fuck out my inbox. How about that? That's me coming to you as a woman. Get the fuck out my inbox. Coming to me as a woman. Go to that motherfucker as a woman and talk to him about the shit that you guys got going on in your relationship and why this shit ain't working and why you feel like threatened by anybody who's his friend, anybody who likes his picture, anybody who puts googly eyes under his picture. Go to that bitch and ask him questions. And yes, I said bitch, and I wasn't talking about the other female. I'm talking about that motherfucker that you dating. Because if you got so many questions that you feel like you got to go to another woman as a woman, let me just let you know right now that you're acting childlike. Because you don't need to ask no woman shit about your man that you shouldn't be asking him. And if you feel like you got to ask him questions, then maybe it's time to reevaluate whether or not you need to be with this motherfucker or not. Now that's some real talk. And that's some grown-ass talk. And that's coming from a grown-ass woman who don't have time to play childish games with you about your man. Now put that in that bag that you all in and wear that shit. Now, men, I understand that football is a serious thing. Because I'm a football fan, and albeit this year I boycotted because I'm with Cap. So I didn't watch football the way that I wanted to watch football. As a matter of fact, I really didn't watch it at all. And, of course, as you all know, I live in Philadelphia, and the Eagles are Super Bowl champs. So I'm all geeked up and excited and pumped up. Fly, Eagles, fly on the road to victory. Congratulations. Y'all finally did it. And I am so upset that I didn't get to participate in that this year. And, you know, it kind of made me feel like I was the mush. Because, you know, I've been in Philly for like 20-something years watching football. And they can't win shit. And in the 1 year that I don't watch, because I'm with Cap, they fucking win. So I'm the mush. And I really didn't watch the Super Bowl. So, because I glanced. Because, again, I'm boycotting. So I glanced while I was at work. Maybe the last 4 minutes, which almost gave me a heart attack. Nonetheless, again, I digress. I'm talking to you men. Because I know football is serious. It's so fucking serious. But y'all motherfuckers are not the coach. You're not the coach. And I need y'all to reel it back just a little bit. You could be into your sports, but sports shouldn't take so much precedence in your life that you talk about it every fucking single day. Not every day. Like, talk about some other shit. You know, I know people who get phone calls and talk to their friends like they fucking trading like members of the team and shit. Like, they having discussions on who should get traded and who shouldn't get traded. And I'm like, look, hello, I'm your girl. I'm sitting right here. What the fuck? Can I get some attention? Like, the game ain't even the fuck on. And y'all talking about sports like, listen, you guys got some adult shit to do. Live your lives. Talk about sports on Sunday, Monday, and maybe Thursday. Because, you know, sometimes it comes on Thursday. But on the other days, give that shit a break. Grow the fuck up. Do something different. You don't even got time to do other shit because you so busy and consumed with being on the phone with these motherfuckers. You don't even fucking call me. That's a whole nother story. I digress. Now, see, I'm about to tell my own personal shit right now. But, you know, that's how I feel. I feel like sports is important. I get it. But it's not so important that it takes away from your reality. And there's some real shit going on in your life that's passing you by because you're caught up in the fantasy world of it all. And that's all I'm going to say on that. All right. Here's one that's going to strike a nerve with plenty of folks. I kind of might even be talking to myself as I talk to you, but if there's a need to be the center of attention, and I don't really feel like I have a need to be the center of attention, but I do think that I have been, what's the word I'm looking for? Wooed, if you will, by the illusion of reality when it comes to social media. You know, you want more likes, you want more, but see, I'm doing a podcast, so that's always my excuse. Like, I'm trying to build a brand here, but for some of y'all not building brands. You know, you want to be the center of attention. You posting shit on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter that is just so like, I don't know if the things that you're posting are really you or if they're things that you're posting because you feel like it's going to get you a certain level of attention.